Good morning. I'm Caitlin with Wiregrass Daily News, and I'm here with Miss Heather Martin, who is the leader of Dothan Area Misfits. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. Thank you
So,
so much for having me.
thank you for coming in. So, tell me a little bit about Dothan Area Misfits, and I think it's also known as DAM.
Yes, that's
Okay, so yeah,
correct.
tell me about Dothan Area Misfits.
So, Dothan Area Misfits was a crazy idea that I came up with last year sometime. It took a little while to get things moving, to catch the momentum, but I initially started it because as a business owner, I tried to reach out last year during an event that I held for our local homeless in the community. And I reached out to several other businesses and things like that. And, so many times I heard, oh, we would love to be involved. We want to help our community, but no one ever comes to us and asks us. You know, a lot of times it could be the stigma behind the business, whether it's a tattoo shop, whether it is a tobacco shop.
Yeah.
Sometimes in our community, those aren't the first places we think of, but those are still people in our community, and they're people that are willing to help.
That want to help. Yeah.
Exactly. And in my opinion, if someone wants to help, we just don't decline that. Another driving force behind it was with my company, I tried to join other organizations in the area, and I got met with a lot of pushback. I got denied left and right. And in the denials, I found out that some of the reasoning for the denials was, the way I looked, my tattoos. If you know me, I'm very outspoken on social media. So my social media presence was another thing. Those are all silly things to me personally, in my opinion. So I was like, there's so many people out there like me that want to help, that want to give back, that may not fit the everyday mold that,
So the misfit.
the misfits, exactly, the black sheeps, still good people, still want to help, but, just don't fit that certain criteria or certain mold that, some people think that we are supposed to fit. So we accept everyone. If you want to, it doesn't matter your tax bracket. It doesn't matter, your religious background. We have members that are LGBTQ community members, we have several amazing business owners. We have lots of nonprofits who are involved in DAM. And it's just a community of people that are welcoming, a community of misfits who just want to be involved and want to give back. So we just want to give back, regardless of our backgrounds and what we look like, where we come from, our race, religion, sex. None of that should matter. What matters is doing good things and being a good person and doing what we can for our community. So I just firmly believe if we all can pitch in, no matter where we come from, that we can make an impact. And in the short few months that DAM has been formed, we have over 400 members.
Wow.
We have 25 active members. Our active members, I call them active members because they actively show up. They actively are involved. Yes, we have meetings. We have meetings every month. You can look us up. We have a Facebook group, Dothan Area Misfits, or DAM is the acronym. So if you want to get involved, if you want to be a part of that movement, we would love to have you. We don't care what you look like, where you come from, what tax bracket you're in. Like we don't care. We just want you to show up. We want you to give love, and we want to give back to the community. And so that was the driving force behind the idea. And when going to other people that I knew probably felt a little bit like I did, they were like, oh, yeah, this is amazing. Like, this would kick off, this could be a great thing for our community. So I did it, and here we are, and I'm super excited. I'm super stoked for what's to come, and we have lots of projects in the works. It's just a super fun group of people that just want to do good, and we're going to make that happen.
Yeah. So what's some of the things that you talk about in your meetings?
We talk about mental health. We talk about the immediate needs in our community. For example, at our last meeting, we got together and we basically listed off, what we felt like our community needs. And then from that list, we took the top 3 things that we felt. It's a completely member-led group. So I don't make all the decisions. We do everything together as a group. We make the decisions as a group. So that's what we're doing, and I want everyone to be involved that's a part of DAM. I want everyone to show up and show out. So every time that we come, we just have another focus. So we chose the top 3 subjects at our last meeting, and those are the 3 things that we're going to be working on in the coming months, which is going to be homelessness, our veterans, and then just mental health and suicide awareness. So that is what we feel like our top 3 needs are in the community right now. So for the rest of the year, that's the 3 things that we are going to be working on. We're going to show up to events. We're going to show up and donate our time, donate whatever the need is, whether it be Mama Tina needing some water over there, at the mission house for her homeless people, or whether it's, clothing to give back to, the people who may not can afford to provide their kids with good clothes
take
for
donations
the school. Yes, we take donations. We take anything that we can. I'm someone who doesn't like waste. So if you're cleaning out your closet, I promise you there is somebody out there who needs those things. If you have food in your pantry that, just, not expired, but it's just been sitting there and you don't think you're going to, give it to us. We'll take it. We will make good use of it. We will give it to people who will use those things, who do need those things in the community. And even if it's something small, it can make a huge, huge impact to somebody's life. So,
right.
So that's just something to always, always keep in mind. So we want people to come. We want people to be involved, and we just want to give back to our community. So that's where we're at right now.
That's the rundown
that's
of
where
DAM.
we're at. That's the rundown of DAM, and we're still learning. I'm still learning. Not a perfect person. This is all new to me. I have some great mentors that have been running successful nonprofits for years now, and they're helping me get all my ducks in a row and helping the group become something more than what we ever thought it could be. So that's amazing.
Gosh, at already 400 members, I feel like you're on a good start.
Yeah, collaboration is a huge, huge thing. A lot of people, they want to compete, but with things like this, when it comes to community involvement, collaboration is key. So.
Yeah, because who doesn't want to be involved in the community and give back and help?
And it makes you feel so good. You know what I'm saying? It really does. If you've never done it before, give back to your community.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you feel like a superhuman.
It does. It does. It really does. Volunteering, doing anything along those lines. My husband and I, we volunteer with a couple of different nonprofits throughout the year, and just seeing what it does for people.
It's
knowing
sheer
that
joy.
You're going to be a part of a little kid, like waking up one morning on Christmas morning and having a present, or,
Yes.
just like little things like that, which we're fortunate enough to not have to know what that's like, but someone does.
Exactly.
And I like being a part of making it better.
Yes.
For that person.
Absolutely.
But okay, so the DAM does have a specific program upcoming.
Yes, we have a huge project we're working on right now. So as you know, there are a lot of suicides happening in our community.
Right.
There's a lot more that happen than what we even know about.
Right.
So with my company, we do crime scene cleanups. And in doing so, I kind of get firsthand of accounts of what exactly is happening. 9 times out of 10, when the suicides happen in our community in a public space, they'll talk about it. But most suicides you don't hear about.
Right.
And in doing that, there's about 3 times as many suicides in our community as there are victims of violent crimes. That's an astounding number. And I've seen it in very wealthy communities. I've seen it in, not so wealthy communities. It happens to anybody. It can happen to anyone, anywhere.
It doesn't choose.
It doesn't choose. Mental health is so, so important. And I say that because I myself experienced a dark past and was in a not so healthy place mentally before. And I could not be here today, but luckily by the grace of God, I'm still here.
Yeah.
So in doing that work, what I realized,
that same story.
Yeah. And what I realized is that there's not a lot of immediate local outlets for these people to reach out to. And speaking with people who have been through those dark places like I did, I've heard way too many times we did reach out. We did call that 1-800 number. We did email that therapist. But we didn't get a response. Nobody answered the phone. I got an email back 5 days later. when someone's in that state of mind, we don't have time.
No, it's immediate. It is immediate response.
Exactly. We don't have the time to wait for someone to pick up the phone. We don't have the time to wait for an email back. And I feel like another thing that we could do as a community to help make it better is to get rid of that "don't talk about it" stigma.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like personally that is a huge thing that needs to change when it comes to suicide and suicide awareness, because how can we give awareness if it's not talked about? If we're doing this,
if we're just sweeping it under the rug,
then we need to know the signs to look for when our loved ones are going through a hard time and they're not in a good place mentally. Like, what do we look for? How can we help? Spectra Care is holding on August 4th and 5th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're holding a suicide prevention class. It's a 2-day class. And they're just basically going to teach you what those signs are and how you can help. What are the right things to say? How can we prevent this from happening? And I encourage everyone to go to this. It's so important. It could be your child. It could be your husband.
Yeah.
It could be your friend, and you never know when you'll find yourself in that position. You never know when someone's going to call you and say, "Caitlin, I'm not doing too good right now mentally." Me personally, I've had that happen to me before in the past, and I froze up and I'm like, "Oh gosh, what's the right thing to say?" I feel like we need to know those things. And I feel like this Spectra Care holding this is a huge, valuable asset to our community right now because of those numbers being so high. And it's free.
Right.
It's free. You just have to show up,
So is this something that DAM is going to be a part of?
Yes, we are. We're going to go to that training course. It's a 2-day course, like I said, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we have this big project we're working on in mind, and it may not come to fruition for a little bit, but we're working diligently and we're going to make it happen. But we want to start a local suicide awareness hotline. We want to start a local number that people can call. Local people know what's going on in our community, right? Like the job shutdowns, like the price of food in our community, the price of cost of living, the amount of jobs that are available, or, all of those things. We're aware of those things. We have a better chance of talking someone out of that dark headspace if we know what is causing it. So we want to create this hotline. We want it to be completely free. So DAM is going to take on the bill. We're going to get this phone number going. I'm really hoping it can be something cool like 1-800-DAMN-IT or something. Something like that. But we're going to come up with this hotline. It's going to be great. We're going to have our members we're going to be rotating out. Mm-hmm. So once we have the training, because that's number one, that's super important. That's the foundation.
First and foremost.
Yes, we have to have the training. And we have to have all of our ducks in a row, all of the legalities in place. But essentially, it'll be a local line for someone to call that can talk to someone local that is knowledgeable about the things that are happening in our community and has a better chance of talking someone off the edge of that cliff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We will answer on the first ring, we will just help in any way we can, even if it's just the smallest impact, even if it keeps someone just hanging on for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then of course we will have the information to give them valuable resources, which is what all our group is all about, is, knowing what resources we have in the community right now, knowing what events are happening that, may be able to help someone. So we'll be able to give that information to them because we'll have it readily available. So it's just, it's just a big idea I had in my brain, and it's coming into fruition. Like it's amazing to see. I'm so proud of it. I'm so excited to see the finished project, and I'm excited to be able to just help people come out of that place that I was once in, because I know how dark it can be.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark.
Right. And again, so many people have that same story, and they probably wouldn't be here today without someone like you who answered the phone.
Right.
So
just something as small as answering.
Bringing that to the community on a grand scale is really what's needed right now.
It is. And I feel like we need to talk. We need to talk about these things. You know, I understand families don't want certain information put out there and stuff like that, but how can we make it better if it's all secrecy, if it's all swept under the rug, you know? So we need to know the signs to look for. We need to know what to say. And we need to have something local led by local people who understand what the people in our immediate community are going through, not some cold, distant 1-800 number that somebody in California is going to pick up on the
'cause how can they know what's going on here in Dothan?
Exactly. You know? So, one of my biggest fears doing what I do with crime scene cleanup is getting an address that I recognize, you know? And anything that
you can do to prevent that.
Just, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing it left and right, and it keeps happening over and over and over again, you know, and we want to make a damn difference.
Right, I get it. That's a good slogan.
We just want to make a damn difference. So that's what we're doing. Join us.
I was about to say, tell me again, how can someone join this group? How can we get that number from 400 to 800?
So it is a private group right now because, you know, spam on on Facebook. So just join the Facebook group. You can search Dothan Area Misfits. We accept everybody, so we're not going to turn you down. Show up to our monthly meetings, get to know everybody. We are working on a member directory right now, so everyone will know how to get in touch with everyone. And the super cool thing is I wanted it to be Dothan locally. At our last meeting, had someone that showed up from Malone, Florida.
Wow.
I had someone that came from Fort Gaines, Georgia, and someone that came from Auburn. And they came all the way here just to go to a damn meeting, you know?
That's
and that's
really cool.
Because a lot of people felt the way that I and other people felt, you know, not fitting into a certain mold, but wanting to help and wanting to give back. So I just decided to create a space to where we would welcome everyone. And if you want to give back, let's do it. This is the
place to do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Heather, this sounds like a really great project you have coming up. Sounds like a really great group. You're doing something for the community that's needed.
I'm definitely trying. Still learning.
Well, thank you for trying. Thank you for pushing the, I don't know, the note.
Yeah. Pushing the positive mental health narrative.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.